Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Not in My Lifetime podcast, episode 15. And it's been a mad couple of weeks already. Last week was probably one of our best streams ever, best stream ever we've ever had. Without this guy, by the way. Can't point. This is awful already. Great start. Oh,
yeah, good to be back. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, there you go. Great start of the podcast.
Put it back on.
But it's been a mad couple of weeks. Last week especially was quite mad. A big upturn, by the way, for a big show last week. Brilliant. I'm looking forward to having one soon. Obviously, got other plans coming up. We'll reveal more, but more guests coming soon. But until then, let's start off. Lads, how you both doing?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm good. A bit tired after last week, but it was great. It was a really good week. It was nice to not worry about work, not worry about the house move. You guys smashed it as well, by the way. Fair play. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get loads of comments. It's can you went there? I'm like, banter me all you want, but yeah, it was. I had a really good week, so it's
you
good
said
to
it, not me.
Big up Briggsy, and nice. Big up everyone. How are we doing? We're all doing good, mate. All doing good. Thank you for support, everyone in the chat. Big up Dan. Hope you're doing well. Alex, mate. He did actually, yeah, Belgium and beers and all that. So, and chef
That was great.
Going chef all the weeks. Yeah, so you had a good week. Didn't you? Big up Alice. Is that your friend, Danny? I think.
Yeah, that's my friend.
Yeah, big up Alice. Always in. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Honestly, it's great. Yeah, so I'm not sure you guys might have known, but I think I went on a quiz show for a good friend channel, Luke, and I won. So I'm going to cry about it. I don't care. I can hold that. So I'm buzzing. And big up section.
What did you win?
Blues. Nothing. Just pride. I won. So
more pride than any Man United fans got, eh?
Oh well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's all City anyway. All City for them.
It's only been 3 minutes. We're already slugging United off.
I know. That's late for us. Come on.
We need to work on that. It needs to be 3 seconds next time.
It'll be next time. Right. Last week it was mental. Before we even did the stream last week, before even we got anywhere started. News came out about us suing the league for the associated. I can't remember the thing off the top of my head, but I know it's like a thing to do, obviously, strip deals. And I'll be honest with you, when I saw that, I immediately thought we're either confident we're actually going to go win this 115 case, because while we do this, we knew we were confident to win it anyway. And two, I just thought, finally, because the way the league is going right now, the way teams like Villa have to sell players because of some stupid rule where they've got to make up some money. It's what the Premier League are doing to try and ask Chelsea and Newcastle and other teams, right? It's actually hindering your other teams in the league. It's making it worse. It doesn't probably at all at the City do this. It baffles the other us because it's us. Any other team were doing it, trust me, a bit behind them. And Alex, we'll start with you, obviously, because I Danny to talk about it last week. We'll give him in a bit. Alex, what were your thoughts when you first heard this news?
It was really weird because I was actually, obviously, when the news broke, it broke just after I'd landed in Brussels, really. I started to hear about it, and I was like, okay, what are we actually doing? And I didn't really pay any attention, I'll be totally honest. I was like, yeah, it is what it is. And then I actually got to a point where we were just chilling in the hotel, and I actually read a couple of articles on what was going on to try and get up to speed as to where we are. And I was reading one, and it was really interesting. And it was basically saying, like, we are literally saying, if we carry on down the road we are going with financial fair play that is currently outdated, therefore the laws are not legal anymore. They might have been legal then, but they are unlawful now. We are going to end up in a position where clubs, the big clubs as well, are going to have to stop funding for women's teams, stop funding for youth teams, stop funding for increased ticket prices. That is the road we are currently on if things go the way they are. We have literally said, this is unlawful. We will prove to you it's unlawful. So here's what we're going to do. And then we're suing them. And I was a bit like, okay, that's mental. For us to turn around and be like, to know that and to foresee that what's coming in the future, to say that is massive. Okay, and then I was like reading along a bit more, and it was saying that this is totally different to the 115. They're not related in any way. And I was kind of like, well, how? How are we doing this if it's not related to what they're charging us for? But then I was kind of reading that there's clubs going with us and against us. And I was like thinking, well, hang on a minute. What? There's clubs who are in a problem here. Villa are in a bit of a situation. Wolves are in a situation. Wolves are like, say there was a finish line for FFP. Wolves are literally here. Wolves cannot buy anyone or they will breach the profit and sustainability rules. So what we are saying is, how are teams like Wolves supposed to compete with teams like us in the biggest and the best league in the world if you've got these current rules in place? And I fully support that question, because I think for Wolves to go against us, and my partner even says it's stupid, because we are literally trying to help teams like that. We are literally saying, carry on down this road. Teams like that are not going to be able to sustain themselves. They're going to have to make cuts which is unlawful. So we need to be in a position where we update these rules. No one is against FFP. I don't know one single person who is against it. But the rules need to match global inflation. Because what was a rule 10 years ago is not going to be the same as a rule now. 10 years ago, could you ever have envisaged City spending 100 million on a footballer? No. Now it's commonplace. You see players go for 100 million every year now. 100 million, to me, to you lot, to everyone listening to this, is huge. It's an astronomical number. But to a football club like Man City, like Man United, Real Madrid, even Chelsea to an extent, Arsenal even, Bayern Munich is nothing. You're talking that is an average for a world-class footballer. And as ridiculous as that is the way football has gone. And FFP needs to match it, surely. So when I was reading these articles, I was just thinking, like, what we're doing is a good thing. We're literally trying to help the smaller clubs. And if rival fans can't see that, then that's up to them. They're just blinded by delusion at that point. Like, even my other half, who is a massive Wolves fan, is asking the question, why are Wolves going against City when City are literally trying to help them?
Yep.
I personally don't get that bit. I don't understand. And it's not just Wolves. You know, Brighton are another one. Brighton.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The Brighton are the big... Seriously, Brighton are a whole different league itself. They've gone down the same model that Southampton did. Bear in mind, they got relegated in the end of it. Selling players, buying loads, constantly doing it, eventually relegated. Obviously, they've changed it up now. But it just shows you, it works initially, but eventually you're screwed. So
exactly.
Brighton,
you need to keep evolving. You need to evolve the system to match. It's like any business. Any business is exactly the same. The business I work for is the same. We're constantly changing what we do. We're constantly changing our system to match our workload. And it works. You've got to do it to bring profit in. Like, an FFP is exactly the same. You've got to keep... The rules are outdated. They are massively outdated. And as I said, it's totally different to the 115. That's irrelevant in this suing case. But I just think we're just trying to do the right thing, surely. Or am I wrong?
Yeah. Now, people are going to say otherwise, but what we're trying to do, right, is give them a chance to get more investments in sponsorship deals, to be able to invest probably in their teams. I'm not saying illegally, because look, obviously there has to be some way of like obviously have a caveat for that. But it's like lots of Etihad for City, lots of Emirates for Arsenal. These other countries that are big, like PIF, like Newcastle is more in their team. Like Danny, I mean, I know you kind of agree with us anyway, but it's just baffling how other teams in this league are generally against us here, and in reality, we're just trying to help them succeed, actually have a better chance of competing in the league.
Yeah, definitely. We all know who's running it. It's the Red Cartel at it again, isn't it? They're trying to influence the other teams against us trying to convince them that we're trying to ruin football when in fact we're trying to save football. It makes no sense. And it goes back to the Super League. Like, those same clubs want to keep it a closed competition in the Premier League. But like we say every week, we want it to be competitive. It makes it more entertaining to watch. Villa being in the top 4 for the first time in years, it's exciting to see. Like, why would you want to ruin that? Why would you want Villa to lose their best players when they've only just made it into the Champions League again?
Yeah, exactly.
Why?
Well,
Precisely.
I don't get this Douglas Luiz still. Have you seen that? I don't. I'm actually baffled that they're selling one of their best players to Juventus, and they're getting Illing Jr., McKennie. What is going on? Why the hell, right, are Villa in a position where they've got to sell one of their best players to another team? That is disgraceful. Villa are
Newcastle
nowhere
as well.
near issues. Newcastle shouldn't have to sell Bruno. Shouldn't have to. They really shouldn't.
No.
Honestly, I was expecting because I think right. If Bruno stayed at Newcastle, I wouldn't blame him because it's one season. Because they'll back next year into Europe anyway. Next year, it baffles me how terribly run this league is. But the only fan saying it is badly run is, funnily enough, the teams that are benefiting from it and don't want competition there. Funny that. It's always the teams that don't want to have competition because if they do, their standards have to go up as a result. Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, United. Sorry, Tottenham.
Yeah,
but
you are right with Tottenham, though. Tottenham are another one. Spurs are another one.
Their fans want success. That doesn't. So
Yeah, but these top teams, if Villa and Newcastle start breaking in and they're forced to sell their best players, it gives them the chance to move up again. It just, instead of actually competing on the pitch, they're trying to remove the competition.
Yeah,
which is the same about these accusations against us, because they can't beat us on the pitch. They're just trying to take us out of the whole equation because they're not as good as us and they're jealous of us.
It literally, yeah. And I know rival fans will come for us saying that, but it is like, look, if you were like, we were all City fans when we were kids, right? We were going to school, and probably not so much maybe Danny because you lived in the area, but I was the only, and you possibly Luke as well. I live in an area where I went to school where I was the only City fan in my whole year.
I was the only City fan at school.
yeah, still now.
I think I might have been the only. I think there might have been one more, and I loved it. And everyone used to say to me, like all my mates used to say to me, "Why do you support City? They are shite." And I'm like, "That's why." Like, you're not going to take my club away from me. Like, I support them because my dad supported them. My dad wanted me to support City.
Like, you don't really choose the club chooses you. And once
Precisely.
you have that connection with the club, you're never going to lose that.
Exactly.
And then there are some fans who will just choose certain red teams that are successful, and they'll just chop and change whenever another team becomes successful along the line. Like when Chelsea came along, how many United fans jumped ship then?
Like, generally,
jumped
right?
ship after that.
Like, my dad is a fan of football. He got into it more because of me getting into it. My mum got back into it again after I got into a couple years later. So I've had no one in my family anyway to support that anyway. So the reason I got it was because I hate Man United even before I like football. I was like, okay, well, that's then. So I'm a City fan then. All right. So people can say what you want that. So that's bullshit. Well, yeah, no, we do. So I don't know you. So you have to agree. You have to probably accept that some. But mate, honestly, even if this team went down to League 2 a bit there, mate, Gillingham away, hell yeah, we'll do it again. I'll be there, absolutely. Bring it on. We'll go up 4 leagues again.
But this is what I'm
going
saying.
to York away.
Exactly.
This is literally what we're all saying. We're all saying that we supported City literally because they were shit. Like, well, maybe not so much, but we supported City because they chose us.
But it's a family club, isn't it? There's a connection. There's a reason to support them.
So we are trying to keep that. Like, there's other clubs everywhere who are in the same position. We're trying to keep that tradition. But other clubs are falling
becoming
foul.
about money now. It's just too much about money. It's a business now.
Now.
City is still trying to keep that whole family thing going.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I totally agree with what Luke was saying then. That comment, that's it's literally, true. That is, yeah. We don't even have football conversations anymore. It's always about money. It's corrupt with the FFP right. video where it's out of 2009.
If it is about football, it's about VAR or referees. And there's always something ruining it.
Like, it's just like, it's mad how one club has rattled an entire country, isn't it? Apart from us, by the way. Like,
but why did Real Madrid get away with it then?
Yeah, money. But this hypocrisy. You don't care about us. Yeah, you are doing threads, commenting, getting 18,000 likes on your tweets, which, by the way, a club that you don't care about, by the way. This is hypocrisy. You idiots just sit there on your account with 40k followers because you got popularity, whatever reason. Challenge our club you know nothing about, and you're just literally saying no one cares about us, yet you're commenting about us
every day,
every single day.
They talk about City more than we do.
Yeah, I've got a life, mate. You don't.
The thing is, though, like going back to all this thing, like you've got people. The trouble is, the media are so against us. You've got people in mainstream media like Simon Jordan who slag us off every single day on a massive radio talk show that too many people believe the bollocks he spouts. And not enough people remember. Right. TalkSport's okay. Like, the commentary on TalkSport, when you listen to a live game, is fine. And normally, a breakfast show, it's fine. TalkSport's okay. Like, I don't get the everyday hate for it. But people like Simon Jordan coming on, constantly spouting absolute drivel is what drives it. But then Mark Goldbridge, he's also got his show on there. He's another one. He just drives toxic hate about other football clubs. But then you look back at it and you're just like, well, Simon Jordan is a failed businessman. So he nearly did to Crystal Palace what happened to Bury. People seem to forget that. So when he talks about all the legalities of owning a football club, that's what he nearly did to his favourite football club. That's like me taking over Man City and corrupting and bankrupting the whole football team. That's what Simon Jordan did. And Mark Goldbridge is just a YouTuber. But people listen to these guys because they get a platform to sit on. When in reality, if those two people actually sat down and read the articles that are there to educate people, they would actually understand what is happening. And they wouldn't spout the toxic hate that then grows and snowballs and people then believe it. And I totally understand rival fans coming for us saying 115, you've got all these charges. What are you going to do if they get, if you get relegated? I totally am all for that because if I was
what the charges are because they don't know.
Exactly. No. That was my next point. I was literally going to say
we're not guilty of it. We're not guilty of it. It's just we're charged by it. We're not guilty of anything. I mean
precisely. And that was my next point. I was literally going to say, look, if I was a supporter of a rival team and one of my best mates was a City fan and they were the ones being charged or whatever way around you want to look at it, I would totally take the mick until they got proved innocent or proven guilty. But I'm no lawyer. I don't know. Big Steve went on live TV and said to that Adam Mikola, well, what are the charges then? Name them. You're not a lawyer. Name them. Let the lawyers do their own job. Steve doesn't know. I don't know. You two will happily admit you don't know. I don't think anybody knows, apart from those who are involved in it. So for us to go round and then sue the Premier League, before you start spouting City shouldn't do this because they're biting the hand that feeds them, for argument's sake, like, actually read what we're trying to do here. We're not trying to be the bad person in this. We are literally trying to avoid another Bury. And that's not just in England. We're trying to do it worldwide.
Yeah. Because if, by the way, Wolves, by the way, they're not careful, they'll be in a shot. I reckon if Wolves and Brighton are not careful, by the way, they'll be FFP crap themselves and probably get towards relegation next year anyway. Look
They
at
need to be
Leicester.
careful.
Leicester,
Leicester will start on minus points.
Apparently, it's not confirmed yet.
Which
but
is
I've heard
ridiculous. Because of something they did fucking 3 years ago.
It's rules of
So that it was delayed by a year because they were in the championship. So now they bring it. Where is the lawfulness in that?
There's a lawfulness.
How is
it's
that
just
fair to Leicester? It really is not fair. It's so outdated. It's criminal.
Yeah.
And we're literally trying to avoid that happening because if Leicester gets slapped, I read a couple of days ago that Leicester were more likely to start the league on minus 15. So that means Leicester need to win 5 games before they get 0 points. So Leicester need to win as many games to stay up as a normal team does to reach Europe. Because of something they did 3 years ago. And the Premier League's legal, apparently.
Bonkers, honestly. Yeah, that brings it exactly. This is what I mean. This is like these companies employ the most spineless journalists. And by the way, in a bit, transfers will go into as well. But honestly, these people just chat rubbish. They chat absolute
whatever
rubbish.
Gets the most clicks, isn't it? Whatever gets the most people to call in. I don't even think they believe their own opinions sometimes.
No way.
It's just to generate a reaction, isn't it? Half the time.
Honestly, Jordan's a bit hypocrite on them all. Like Goldbridge is a massive hypocrite, but Jordan especially, massive hypocrite. Honestly, massive. Yeah, it's just exactly. Look, thing is right. If you don't get it by now, Goldbridge doesn't have the clicks. He's not even a United fan. He's not even a United fan. I'm not going to say like the insult. Today, right? Everyone knows what he is, so no one must be talking about it anyway. But he's an example of the media. He's an example of where we're at now. If media is a cesspit, it's a cesspit of lies, rubbish. Talk about, and also, I mean, obviously, a lot of stuff going on about England as well and racism stuff, which is awful in itself, which is underlying. But it's all adds together. We are probably the worst country in the world, unless someone can say other countries that I'm not thinking of here, that have the worst media coverage as well. Probably America, I'd say, well, isn't very good either, but us especially, we're terrible. Absolutely terrible. No, not a single praise or prop for any of our clubs. Any club controversy, straight away, front page. Always the same. And it's why I know papers. It's why I ended up becoming a journalist at the end. I thought I'm not doing that. I'm not putting myself through that to try and sort of. I tell anyone who's a journalist, by the way, actually does it right. Fair play to you, but it's hard to do in this current climate. I know I'm going around it, but it's just an absolute horrible nightmare. Our media. But I just hope people finally realise, right, that if we do actually win this case, right, it lasts about 2 weeks, so we'll know soon the actual outcome of this case. If we do win it, right, people need to realise, right, that like Alex said, we are doing this for club's benefit. We're not doing it for our benefit. Oh, we are doing it for our benefit, but we're doing it because we want League to be competitive, not just to say clubs every year competing, because their clubs can't be asked to pay money more on more players to actually compete. They want the guaranteed £100 million in TV money. They want it always every year because they don't like having the competition. That's why they want a Super League. That's why they want everything under their control. It's like only one way anyway. I mean, look at the FIFA thing, by the way. Look at the FIFA games in other countries. It's all going one way anyway. It's exactly what's happened to your clubs, and you are realising what's happening. But I could go around about this all day, but it's just I'm fed up with it all.
It's the same situation as it is in France and Germany. What they're accusing the Premier League of being is nothing like those leagues. Like Dortmund, how many times have they sold the best players to Munich? That's a similar situation to what's going to happen in the Premier League. And other teams just aren't going to have a chance because the same teams are just going to win the league every season, and it is going to get boring.
Yeah, that comment right there is exactly what it is.
What more would you say? I mean, you want You want the lesser teams to beat the big teams. As much as I absolutely hate to say this, I want teams like Wolves to be competing with City. I want the Brightons to be challenging for Europe. I want Brentford to be fighting for Europe. Again, as much as this pains me to say it, it's nice to see teams like Aston Villa challenging for the top 4 because they're different. It's competitive. How many other leagues in Europe do you get the same top 3 every season?
Liga for a few teams. Serie A's same roughly.
But then in England, it's always, apart from that, you have the major top 4, don't you? But then it changes. Everton have been in the top 4. Leeds have played in the Champions League. Leicester have played in the Champions League. You'll have Villa in the Champions League next season.
Forest
Forest.
as well.
How many different English sides have played in Europe's top competition? More than any other league in Europe.
Yep.
And what does that tell you? And yet we're the ones ruining football. It's bollocks. It really is.
Any other club, by the way, doing this, it's like literal. And please tell me I'm lying, because honestly, I've never seen a club so hated in my life. So much jealousy.
If United were in our situation, you wouldn't even hear about it.
Nope.
Or Liverpool, or Chelsea. Chelsea, maybe.
Or
Any top team playing in red, or Chelsea, really.
I don't know, maybe Chelsea with a little bit.
Chelsea had to put up with it a bit, didn't they, when Abramovich took over, but nowhere near as bad as we've had it.
But we live with it. We don't sit there and moan like other teams do. We just live with it, and we do our talking on the pitch, and we end up winning everything. So, and that's what they don't like.
They're just jealous because they can't beat us on the pitch.
That's what they don't like.
They're trying to take us out of the competition so they can just win it automatically. It doesn't work like that.
They're also sure I hope so, mate. I hope we get that again. They're brilliant. but I'm so glad to see people commenting a lot more. It's good to see people actually getting involved in the community and chatting to us. So this is what we want. We want real fans to come here and have a chat with us about football. This isn't an agenda-based podcast. So I don't know we're all City fans here, but we're ready to have a chat about football, not just bloody chat. Just have one agenda and stick with it. Like all three of us have different opinions on topics, right? And we're allowed to sort of either argue each other or whatever debate. It's what we're here for. It's what we're here for on the channel. So if you like that kind of stuff, as Action said, remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're on YouTube. On Twitter, everyone, you can give it a like, follow the page. Just honestly, it's helped us so much in sort of getting where we actually want to be. Big summer coming up for us, obviously, and we're enjoying all the support and people actually backing us, the commenting, and that is appreciated. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Now let's move on from court cases. I think we've had enough of Suits City Edition. I've had enough of court cases. I'm bored of it now. I'm not really Matt Murdoch, or I'm really talking about football. Transfers. Let's get into it. Let's actually get into the transfer meltdown of nothingness right now. What's going on at City? Bruno Guimaraes. Release clause FC. Yeah, we're not going to pay it apparently. Great. Okay. If that's the case, then move on. I don't want to be sat here for the next 2 months hoping we're going to do something. Because we've been here before. Koulibaly. Remember that whole summer? Obviously, Diaz at the end.
We ended up getting a better player out of it, didn't we? So
yeah, of course, yeah. But
if you don't get your first option, it's not always the end of the world, is it? Like we ended up getting Ruben Diaz out of missing out on Koulibaly. So every cloud has a silver lining, doesn't it? So if you don't get who you want, move on.
Yeah, we have, of course, we have cursed. We probably have actually. Probably for all that kind of stuff. Yeah, the banks breaking down. It's all City's fault. Trump being accused of this stuff. All about City. Yeah, trust me, lads. It's all our fault. We're at fault for it all. You caught us.
You know who did break the market? United several times.
Yeah,
never mentioned.
Nope.
How many players does City have in the top 10 most expensive signings? Exactly.
Oh, zero. Yeah, zero. Grealish is
It's either 1 or 0.
Yeah. I don't think Grealish is in there. Grealish
No, he's
might
not.
be. He might be, but if he is, he's 10th. Because there's been a lot of players that have been signed for more than him.
So just
Yeah,
going off
Dembele,
how can we be
Bellingham.
ruining football if we're not even breaking the transfer records?
Dan, that's not the agenda. You can't be saying that. Can't be saying that. Can't be saying
And the transfer I always bring up is Pogba to United. That
Oh, bloody hell.
broke the market, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Nobody mentions it.
Coutinho, Barcelona.
Yeah.
oh, bloody hell. £140 million for a player, then nothing, basically. And scored against the same team on loan at Bayern.
Liverpool are still spending that money. Liverpool have no other income other than the Coutinho money.
With the Salah money next.
Oh God, yeah. It's a nightmare, isn't it? It's an absolute. The thing is, right? I have a feeling there'll be, apart from the look, people remember it, Mbappe's a free transfer. If we're being real here, free transfer.
But when we signed Haaland, that was a 200 million transfer, wasn't it? So
yeah.
imagine
By the
how
way,
much
this is
Mbappe is. That would be about 500 million.
Easily.
But remember, though, we can't say that because it's not agenda. It's not City agenda, is it? So it's going to be right under the rug. Honestly, we are the most hated fan base, and I'm loving it. Just keep rattling them, City. Keep rattling them.
The biggest
I'm enjoying it.
small club in the world.
Yeah.
There's no better way to put it than that.
In America,
and we're inside everybody's head, 24/7.
In America, it's not America. Honestly, I'm loving it. People say whatever they want to me. I don't care. But then it's words on the screen today. I think it's seen in real life anyway. So I care what you say. It's just, I mean, so, but remember, Kimmich, honestly, Kimmich is available. We have to get him. Because I'm sorry, right? We need back up to Rodri. We can't keep doing this.
Would he not want to play all the time, though?
I don't think Kimmich would be a defensive midfielder on his own, though. He would most likely play with Rodri, wouldn't he? He wouldn't play instead of Rodri.
But then who drops out? Kovacic.
It'd be Kovacic, Bernardo, that sort of player.
I think he's class, Kimmich. I think he's.
And he can play right back, can't he?
Yeah.
He's quite a versatile player.
We need someone. If I at least get two things, Savio or DM, I'm fine. For at least this summer. Just Rodri can't be playing 80 games anymore. The guys all could have got a serious injury last year. Like, imagine how lucky we were to actually not have out for a long time.
Imagine if Rodri makes it to the Euros final. He's going to be absolutely fucked, isn't he?
Oh,
Christ.
But look, obviously, if he does and wins it, good on him. Good on Spain. If you do win the Euros, it'll be England. We'll go to that later on the Euros. We've got a lot to say about that. Anyway. But we need a midfielder. 100%. The DM is what we need right now to back up Rodri, to make sure he's got some rest at least when it matters most. Because obviously we can't keep doing this with him. Like,
we need a
was
midfielder for Rodri, a right back, and a right winger, I think.
Now,
I agree with that.
If I'm being real, from what some people say, I think Martin said as well, McCooney and Wade said it. I think when Kuto does go, apparently he will go. This time, apparently we will let Kuto go, but apparently we're getting Frimpong in away. So replacing so I'm fine with that, but it's kind of like there's no news to go for it. So it's kind of like I'm just going off hoping that happens, which isn't good. Not a good sign. I mean, we're stuck here speculating about transfers that will happen when there's nothing. All I've heard, right, is just Kimmich potentially wants to leave and Gibberish release clause, but nothing else apart from that. Nothing else.
If we did get Frimpong, it'd be a good signing, but I don't think he's defensively strong enough for the Premier League.
Could be obviously a bit of work, but he's a very good player, very very talented player. He'd be brilliant for us, I think. But it kind of depends on what we got.
Wing back, isn't he? And we don't play for that system.
Like
And
Ronaldo.
he's currently listed as a forward in the Netherlands squad. So what is his position?
Is he?
Yeah.
Wow. So it's like Grimaldo, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Grimaldo's
exactly.
a winger.
Yeah.
He's not a left back.
Good player though. Good player, Ronaldo.
Oh,
Good
he's
player.
mint.
I've
Grimaldo's
seen
class.
Grimaldo play at attacking midfielder. He can play everywhere.
He's class.
Defensively,
Mate,
I don't think he could do it either.
That Dutch team's class. I see it. Like it's a good player. Got Ake,
Yeah, there's some
Van
class
Dijk,
players in there, isn't there?
Dan Men. Some good,
Yeah.
mate, that's better than our team. I don't care what people say. It's better than our team. Probably Bellingham, Foden. I'm not being rude, but look at our team overall in defence compared to them.
It's our
Look,
defence
Johnstone-
that lets us down.
Yep. Our attacks perfectly.
Yeah.
We'll go into that in a bit. It's just like Euros chat will be an interesting one because I used to think England were going to do it. Now I'm like, yeah, no.
There are only 2 teams I'm worrying about in the Euros. We'll get onto that later.
Yeah, well, I've committed to the first time. Honestly, like I said, right back, DM, he can play, obviously. He's just a great all-round player. And also has the ability to be a leader as well on the pitch. I'm not saying a captain, but a proper leader, which I like Rodriguez leading himself, but we need someone as well as Diaz who's going to lead that team forward. I think Diaz, for me, is the captain anyway. He's captain-elect anyway, depending on when Walker does go. But we need someone who's going to do a job. Because, again, Phillips didn't work out. He should have worked out, but he didn't work out. So we're now having to rely on, hopefully, another midfielder doing a job. I mean, look, we should do, but again, it's City and transfer. It's not always straightforward, is it? Sadly. Who do you guys want? Who do you guys want this window? Let's go with that, because honestly, I'm not speculating.
I honestly don't know. I don't know. There's a few players I think we could make world class, and I've made it no secret who they are previously. But like, I don't know. Like, another big spanner in the works of these players coming in is the manager, because is Pep going at the end of next season? I don't know anything. Obviously, I personally don't think he will. I've said I think he'll do 10 years, then call it a day. But at the moment, there's no talk of a new deal. There's no talk of him staying. There's no talk of him going. He's only got 1 year left.
There's no talk at all, is there?
No, exactly.
All he said is he's closer to leaving than staying, but that doesn't mean anything. That just means he hasn't signed a contract. He hasn't discussed the contract. So there's nothing to really...
Exactly. So that does kind of throw a spanner into a work, because if you're a top player and you're coming to City, you want to know who the manager's going to be. Like, and players like Erling Haaland are going to want to know if Pep's staying. Yeah. Because whoever we get next is a downgrade. Like, there's no way up from where we are. Everybody knows that. The players surely know that. So players who are at their not even at their peak of their powers, who are only going to get better. Haaland, well, is the big one. Is he really going to be part of that? Is he going to want the know of like the security of Pep is going to be here? And I mean, if Haaland next season, and if Pep does go next season, and Haaland turns around and say, I don't know, we've got Xabi Alonso who's unknown, or we've got De Zerbi or anyone like that. And Haaland and De Bruyne and all them turn around and be like, well, I've won it all now, so I ain't going to get better than Pep, am I? So I'm off. You wouldn't really...
Obviously, Pep has an impact on that, but I don't think players are going to leave just because Pep leaves. It's still an exciting club to be at, isn't it? It's one of the
biggest, of course,
polls in Europe at the moment. I don't think Pep leaving will make everybody want to leave.
I'm not saying everybody. I mean, like, you've just got to think, though, about new players coming in. There's that little edge of, well, hang on a minute, Pep might not be here. So
no, but it's the same at any club, isn't it? You don't know if a manager's just going to leave, or if they're even going to be there when you sign. It's the same anywhere.
I get that's a fair point.
You can't guarantee anything in football or in life.
Well, I heard today that I think he's out. Is it Abu Dhabi? I think soon with Khaldoon. I think with
him and Fiki are going out to Abu Dhabi, aren't they? Just to discuss sort of next season. So you might get more transfer news from that. A little bit of leaked info if anyone can get it from them being there discussing. But they do that every year, don't they? And so.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So, to anyone worry about it, I'd say just wait. I think look, the Euros is on soon. The Euros, to be honest, the Euros is on. It's football. I'm watching football. I mean, transfers, I'll monitor it. It's come, but and obviously we'll discuss it on the channel when it does happen. But I can't really. It's hard to talk about anything right now where it's just speculation. I know that's anyway, but it's nothing really to go off on. It's not like excited about that. It's like, okay, could be him. It's like it's not quite clear cut like Bruno is who we're gonna get, because it's like it's still up in the air. Bruno, it could be Arsenal, could be PSG, could be us. No clear cut.
Everything's just a rumor at the moment. I've seen more about Alvarez, but even that doesn't mean anything.
Rumor again. It's just if we got £90 million from him or something like that, it's for less. People argue, that's way too much. No, it's not. If Rasmus Højlund is going for 75 million euros in this current striker market, Alvarez is better than him. £100 million least. Sorry, that's the market we're in. You can't be saying, can't do that. Well, we can. So either pay up or don't.
He's got 5 years left, hasn't he? So.
Exactly. If we stand for less, we're mugs. Like, honestly, we got to doing it. We got to doing this. Sell players for a cheap buck to other clubs. Screw that. On a long-term contract, he stays here. If we want him, pay the money for him.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It should be.
I saw Alvarez only really wants to go to Madrid, but who would go to Madrid now they've got Mbappe? You're just going to be a bench player, aren't you?
Exactly. He won't go to Madrid or Barcelona. Barcelona can't afford anyone right now. So he ain't going there. Like, where's Haaland going to go? Be real here.
Realistically, why would anyone want to leave City?
The only club you go to right now is Real Madrid, but they're all full up now. So like, you ain't going there for a bit. It's kind of like if you're here, either you want to desperately, which all right, fine, see you later, or if you don't, stay here. It's not authoritarian, but honestly, there's no one else better than us right now, apart from maybe Real Madrid, maybe at a push. So
even Madrid players said that we're better than they are. So
Valverde, Rodrigo,
Get your own mind up.
Exactly.
What about Valverde? I know, Danny, you put it in the group chat the other day about Valverde. Why'd you never hear about him? You asked a couple of minutes ago, Luke, who would we want? If we were to sign Valverde, I'd be in dreamland.
That would be a dream signing in midfield.
Yeah.
He'd be Bernardo out, Valverde in. The perfect replacement for him. I'd say he's probably better than Bernardo Silva.
He's better than Bernardo. He's class.
Like, you know what I mean?
I think for me,
we'll have no Bernardo slander on this channel.
We won't, but Valverde's got a baller. So go on.
I think for me, they're slightly different players, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think Bernardo is good at what Valverde can do, but Valverde can do that tiny bit more. Maybe at shooting. He's got that power shot, hasn't he?
That goal against us was class. That's a class goal. I was like, fair.
But as a midfielder, he would be perfect for us. He'd be great on that.
Rodrigo as well. I love him at City. He is. I know he destroyed us a couple of times now, but he's just so good.
He scores against us every time, doesn't he?
Yeah, technically as a player, he's class. Like I love most Madrid players, like a class team, but I love Rodrigo so much for what he does. Like, I mean, especially with Mbappe going there, it'd be left more at the limelight. But if he wants to go, hey, I'll pay the money for it right now. Because him on the right, Doku and Savio and Grealish, what a four wingers you got there to rotate. Honestly, it's a dream, which won't happen. But that's have a dream every now and again.
Valverde is one of Madrid's best players. They're never going to let him go, especially with Cruz
no,
going.
probably not.
Yeah.
What is Mabel like? Cruz leading at 34. He's still got a lot more to give, I reckon. Cruz, he's still got a lot more to give.
He's completely retiring, isn't he? He's playing the Euros and then he's hanging it up.
Yeah.
He can still do it.
What a player, by the way.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Before we move on, what a career he has had.
Bayern.
He is one of the best footballers I think I have ever had the privilege to watch in person, numerous occasions. And obviously I've seen Messi live, I've seen Ronaldo live, Ronaldinho I had the privilege to watch live as well. But Cruz is right up there. What a player, what a career. And fair play. For him to turn around when he can still do it at 34 and he's still doing it, and to say, do you know what? I'm going out on a high now. And what a way to go out, by the way. I don't really think Germany will do very well in the Euros, but imagine he wins that as well.
I can't see Germany making it.
It'd be some career. World Cup.
Career. He's won a World Cup, yeah. The only thing he hasn't won is the Euros.
Yeah, and going to the Euros, right? So I'm kind of like in a weird spot because England could do it. Let's be real, right? We can do it. The players we've got on, be real, we can do it. We've got the players to do it. However,
on paper, they could do it.
Yeah.
Tactically, no.
There's one reason I don't think we will.
Gareth.
2 words. There you go.
My tweet put out, any other nation that wants to win a trophy would have sacked him after that Euro final at home. Italy, I like Italy. Always
not only
that, great
we were winning that game.
Should have battered them first half. We thought, we'll sit back. We're on the Bonucci and Chiellini were on the ropes.
Went 1-0 up too early. Closed up shop. Invited Italy to come at us. Completely ruined the game, and then we just couldn't get back into it. And that's the Southgate plan.
Do you know what though? We're saying this right, and you know what I think of international football. I'm not its biggest fan. I'll watch it because I obviously want my country to do well. But for me, like, it's always club over country. I don't care what England do. I don't care what Germany, Wales, Italy, whoever. I don't care. If England was to win the Euros, great. It's a day session. I can go out with my mates, go out with my partner, and get smashed in a pub watching England win the Euros.
For a week bender if we would have win a World Cup, man. I'm done.
Brilliant. Right?
As long as all our players come back fully fit, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
But then I was just going to say that. But then, genuinely, my team, I think, are going to win it is genuinely England. I honestly think that if we can get that little bit of luck on our day, we can physically beat anyone. Because that midfield,
Iceland, could we?
That's nothing, though, is it? That's like City playing in the Community Shield against United in a few weeks' time, losing, and then winning the league again.
Was in a competition a few years ago.
Huh? Yeah, they did. They knocked out the World Cup.
That's 2 games now. Iceland have beaten us
at home as well. But it's just. But I honestly think that if you look at from Harry Kane right to the back four, so Harry Kane all the way through the midfield, even the right back is fine. Kyle Walker's sound right back. He's a good player, obviously.
Good job, yeah.
I think if we've got if John Stones can stay fit, Harry Maguire's not going anyway, so he's out of the question.
I like Guehi, he's all right.
Yeah.
Guehi. He's decent. Brown should be there. Why is he not there?
Yeah. Exactly, I thought that. But then I just look at it and I think, do you know what? If England don't win this Euros, they're probably never going to win anything in my lifetime. Because this, for me, is very similar to that golden generation we had when we had the wrong manager. Although I don't really think we did. But saying that might be a bit harsh. But I think, We had
thinking of Sven.
Yeah, but we had like David Beckham, Frank Lampard, Wayne Rooney, Steven Gerrard, John Terry, Ashley Cole, David Seaman. What a team that is. How did that team not win anything? But then I look at this team now and I think the same thing. I think like if this team doesn't win anything, they're never going to.
Belgium.
I don't even think this team is better than that team.
That Belgian team, by the way, with Toby Alderweireld, Vertonghen at the back, Company. Yeah, buddy, Courtois in goal, Nainggolan, buddy, De Bruyne, Fellaini, who's actually good, Carrasco, Hazard, like Lukaku, Mertens, like that team was unbelievable. It should have won the World Cup. That France team, for me, was not better than that Belgian team, but France got through because France got the goal. France against Germany and Belgium. That's what I think. Not Germany, but they weren't that good. France weren't that good overall. Apart from like certain the games, they weren't even good overall. But they won the games, which is what we've got to do. When it's going our way, we've got to get the players like Foden, like Bellingham, like Saka, like Palmer. Jack should be there, by the way, but he's not. So I of it. It needs to be we've got to work together, and if it's not going in, someone have a go. Take responsibility for it, because they're right. None of the players do it at times. And when they do it, we see like Bellingham needs to be at his. I think he should. I like Bellingham. People don't like him. I like him because for me, he just has that ability on the ball, will wake up really quick. But players like him need to be on it. It needs to be a proper team going for it and have no fear. Because actually we'll win stuff like that.
You can't have an England team with no fear when Southgate's manager, because he's just full of fear.
Yeah. Like Danny says here, from Spain. Spain for me is a weird one because I've got Rodri, you got Pedri, you got Gavi. I think it's a good, but it's a very young team. Very inexperienced.
Gavi going? I thought he wasn't picked.
No, sorry, no, he's not going. No, I thought he was, but
England's a young team.
But a bit more, I say, in there.
We have got more experience, yeah. But like Bellingham is really young, Foden's really young, Palmer's really young, Trent's not old. Like
Rodri's won the Champions League and other stuff, so he's there for the leader.
Yeah.
Laporte as well. Laporte's the team. He's won stuff, hasn't he? So it's what I mean. It's just I was a bit about Paris. Rodri, yeah, well, if Rodri, Spain do with it, at least Rodri gets some prop.
Rodri?
So I'll take that.
What does she mean she's got Rodri?
Like Spain, probably. Spain.
Rodrigo FC.
Personally, I can't see Spain making it past the quarterfinals. I had a look at the squad. I don't think they've got enough.
France will be there. Definitely.
France will be there. France will be there.
France are down as my favourites. I think Portugal are my second favourite to win.
Who are the whole Italy holders, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah. They've got less Uber, Napoli. And Napoli won the league last year. Osimhen and Kvaratskhelia. Is that the manager? He's commander actually, but Mancini's better.
Not Mancini anymore.
He's in Saudi Arabia now.
Of course he is. Yes, of course.
Wonder if the Sheikh's giving him a bonus under the table.
Yeah, he paid him 12 million.
Won the Euros.
Actually, no, sorry. He paid him 115 million.
Of course. Allegedly. And
that ruined football, don't forget.
Of course it did, yeah. There you go. See?
Danny Olmo. I like him. I do. I've actually watched
the guy. He's not a bad player. He's just not the quality we need.
He's quick.
He's very good player, but people think he's shit. He's not shit at all.
No, he's not.
Football, technically good player. Technically very good player.
He's very quick as well. He's got pace, hasn't he? But he's not like... I kind of agree with Danny for once. I don't think he's the level we're looking at.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, you agree with Danny? Funny, yeah, that's a rarity.
I know. I like Danny Olmo, but I think I don't know. He's
for
not
me.
better than what we've got.
No,
I think
he's a good.
He's a good player, but he's not better than what we got. So you're not really improving on anyone in that position, really.
I think if he came to the Premier League, he'd probably be going to clubs like Villa, Newcastle, somewhere like that. But no.
If you go to Newcastle,
Yeah.
so it'd be a good move. Southgate's not fit to manage the league, but exactly, he's not. I'm sorry, right? The way
that's why it's perfect for United.
The way the rest of them reacted.
Sign him up.
Did you go see after the when Jack left out the reaction?
It's madness.
No, but you
It's
the reaction.
madness.
It ain't good, mate. It ain't looking good. He
think
has to go.
Right. She's saying that now, and I totally agree with that. Southgate is not fit to manage elite players. Do you think he's dropped Jack because of Jack's attitude? Do you think his attitude has anything to do with it? Because if you look at Jack, right, we all know that he's got the talent on a football field, but he's also quite a bit of an ego. And I don't mean that in any way negative. I don't mean he's a negative ego. What I mean is he's a really good-looking guy. He's really in the public eye is what I'm trying to say. Like, he's really out there. Everybody knows who he is. He's always that kind of cocky, arrogant footballer because he knows he is. And I don't mean that in a negative. I mean that as a positive. Like, when he's on a football field, you see him laughing. Like that one, when he had a go at that Savage, and he turned around to him. That's been me forever, yeah. Like, he knew he was on camera then. He did that on purpose. Like, he does it all the time. Like, he laughs and he jokes.
I'm not sure about that.
But do you think Southgate's left him out?
He's one of the most down-to-earth players in the game.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean this is a positive. Like, I mean, he knows he's in the public eye.
You can't really have an ego if you're down to earth because the ego is what
he uses it to his advantage. I think he really.
I think
after that Euro, I think he's got too much boots.
But I think like
he's good for morale.
Yeah, this is what I mean. I couldn't think of the right word, but you look at that clip of him playing for England. You go, "Hello, fancy seeing you here." Like, you have that clip of him. That's just Jack. It's funny. It's bubbly. That is Jack. And I think he's like that on a football field as well. Like, he's very much out there. He's in the public eye.
I don't think he puts it on. I think he's just the same person everywhere. He's the same with his family, his friends, his teammates. And he just keeps everyone uplifted.
Yeah. But do you think that's why Southgate's not pitching?
No, I don't think so. I think everything adds up. I'm disappointed Grealish isn't going.
I am as well. Even after what I've said about him, I think it's a strange one.
I'd say he's a starter, in my opinion, but we all know what I think about Jack. But I do think he adds something to every team he plays for. Even if he's on the bench, it helps everybody around him. He's a motivator. But going off form, confidence, everything else this season, I do get it. I do get why Pep's not been playing him this season either.
Yeah, so, fair enough. But
he needs a good one. He needs a good season next season.
He's had a lot going on this season. His house was broken into, which everybody forgets. He's had a lot of injuries. He's had poor form. Apparently, but I don't think he plays that badly. But next season we'll just make Jack want it more, so we'll see. Yeah,
hopefully. I really hope it does. I mean, I get what I've said about him, and I don't make that no secret, but I do honestly hope that next season he smashes it because he is a lovely guy. He is. As a person outside of football, he's brilliant. And when he's that little person, like, I sit quite close to the pitch at City, and sometimes when we're defending a corner or attacking a corner, he's always there. He's always looking when he's playing. He's always like talking. You hear him, you see him. He's laughing, he's joking, he's giggling. He doesn't take it too seriously at all. He literally loves the fact he's on a football pitch, and he embraces it. You see him when he talks to the media, and I know ego has negative connotation, but that's not how I mean it at all. His ego is brilliant for the football club. It's morale boosting, like you say. And I just hope that next season he can put this season just gone behind him and he can smash it again. Because I don't want to be sat here saying Jack's had a dreadful season and 100 million for 6 months of good player City's worth it. I don't want that. I don't want any player in a City shirt to be crap. I want him to come out next season, just relax this summer, go to Marbella and drink whatever you want to drink, and go out with James Maddison and have a laugh and do what you want. But just come back a little bit stronger.
Maddison is another one. I'm surprised Maddison isn't going.
Yeah, I'm too. He didn't know after he got back, but yeah. It's a weird one. I mean, before we carry on, big up these lads, by the way. Sorry, boys. They did a great show with Big Steve on Sunday, I think, or Monday. I can't remember the day, but it was really good. I think it's the first thing Big Steve had him, and it was great. Honestly, it was great to listen to Steve and to sort of chat about them both. It was a proper good stream and stuff. The American City fans, if you're an American City fan that will watch us right now, there's probably these guys. They're brilliant. Honestly, well, we'll have them on soon. Show point. Got to sort out DLs, but we'll definitely do it at some point. But big them up. Honestly, they're great. Get them as high as you possibly can. Brilliant lads. Honestly. Yeah, I think this Euro is definitely going to be an issue. I think to a lot of clubs trying to make deals happen. I think it's going to be a lot of the players obviously we focus on going to the tournament rather than obviously their futures. So I imagine you'll start seeing more after July, probably the middle of July. But it's a bit of a weird one because if I'm a club, right, I want to get business done as soon as possible. You can get in there, get your players in, and get out. Problem is, now that we're waiting around now, Bruno's obviously for Brazil, a Copa America now. So it's kind of like, what now? Because Frimpong's obviously going to be playing a Euros. Kimmich obviously for Germany. So whoever you're going for now, they're obviously going to be at Euro stuff. So it's going to be a lot of impacts on what's going on. If it feels a bit like it's going to be anyone complaining or getting angry that there's a movement, honestly, lads, I just settle down because it's not going to change anytime soon.
No.
Just it might get little information nuggets here and there, but I just want to say, just look at the Euros, watch the Euros, enjoy the football, watch that, and after that, we'll see what happens. That's what I'm going to do.
And there's a long way to go as well. Like the window's open till the end of beginning of September. So it's only the beginning. We're not even at the middle of June yet. So
ideally, you want it before the season starts in August. So you don't want to make last minute signings. Sometimes you rush into signings you don't really need. Or
there is a long way. I get that, but there is a hell of a long. Even before August, we've still got 2 months before the season starts. So give the players a little bit of a break. Let's do the Euros. Let's have a bit of fun.
Yeah, well, I think what we'll do as well, before we end, we'll do a quick prediction of who what's gonna, how far England will go for one, also who will win Euros overall, just as a end to the video. I mean, look, let's play England. How far will we go?
Semis. That's it.
I said earlier, I honestly think we'll win it. And I wasn't calling you out, by the way. I was just saying I didn't understand who Rodri was.
Careful, Danny.
But I quite like Rodrigo SD. I quite like that one. So that one's sticking. I'm going to get that on my shirt. But no, I said I think England will do it. And I'm probably going to end up looking stupid, and we'll probably go out in the groups. But if we don't this year, we're not winning anything in my lifetime. And I think I'm not
sure about that because the young players in the squad are just going to get better. And
no, he's gone.
Oh well, let's finish it without him. Here he is.
How much did you hear?
Not a lot.
A little bit.
I was just saying the young players are just going to get better, and with a better manager, potentially Pep, you never know what could happen.
I think anyone better than Southgate is enough, personally. I think anyone better than him. I think put Eddie Howe in there or Graham Potter, I don't care. They're better than Southgate anyway. They're better than Southgate.
Even those two, they're not winners, are they? There's no
Yeah.
English manager that's capable of taking England to a trophy. It's got
Well,
to be a
still.
foreign manager. And Pep has said he wants to do a national team, hasn't he?
Mate,
And he
if we
won't
get
do
Pep off
Spain
Pep,
because he's Catalonian.
oh yeah.
It's whether the FA would want him though.
Oh, well, they don't
Why
want him.
wouldn't you want
Mate,
Pep?
Precisely.
Well,
Why wouldn't you?
the
But it's
FA
whether
they want a yes man. They don't want
Exactly.
someone who's going to challenge them, because if they do, they'll change it. The thing with the FA, it's not the managers I'm blaming here. The FA, you need to call out for this. They actually want Southgate to stay longer. Do you hear that? They want Gareth Southgate to stay to the next World Cup. Like,
look,
I'm not doing any more of this.
to prove
Well, it
to
goes
prove
down
what
to
the FA
the
want.
whole roots of the country. We reward failure, don't we?
Exactly. You only got to look as far as
Pep won't even
Brian Clough.
accept failure.
Oh, he's
you
back
hire
again.
Someone like Pep,
Good one.
we're sponsored by him now, didn't you know?
Get your free ice cream, Raspberry Ripple. Subscribe to get Raspberry Ripple.
Yeah, code in the description.
Oh.
But no, honestly, I think the whole
Yes,
you've
you
only
can,
got to
mate.
look. Yeah, you can have a 99.
I'll just nip out and get you one now.
I think going back to England, though, you've only got to look as far as Brian Clough. Brian Clough was the manager. Every single aspect of the clubs he managed went through him. The transfers, everything. As soon as agents came into football, Brian Clough quit because he wanted everything to do with it. And that's why he was the best. He was the best in the world by none when he was manager of Forest. And England wouldn't have him because he wasn't a yes man. Everything had to go through him. And I think it's exactly the same with Pep, which is why I said it's whether the FA want him, because he would take it, but he would also be, I'm the manager, I pick this team, I do the tactics, I do everything, you're having no say in it. Whereas Southgate is very much the opposite. Southgate picks the team, but I'm not sure he does much else.
That's the thing. Like, you need a manager who's got the balls to make the big decisions. Southgate doesn't. He's just been told what to do.
Honestly, I actually would think this. I generally would. I wouldn't care. Why not? At this point, I'm like,
a load of fun, wouldn't it?
That'd be brilliant. That'd be brilliant.
10 years ago, maybe, after he won it with Inter, but he's not been the top manager for quite a long time now, Mourinho. Klopp's only going to do Germany, and he's not going to do England.
Mate, Klopp, to be fair, Klopp should be a good pick for us. I would say. I mean, say we want about Klopp, right, and what he's at Liverpool. But he's a good manager. He's done well at Mainz, well at Dortmund, did well at Liverpool. If he was an England manager, I'd back him. I wouldn't care what happened. I'd back him. So fair enough. Your manager. Let's see how you do. So possible run to final. Oh, right. Well, I think
I don't know actually.
Well, apparently, if it's going to go the way, could be Scotland in the quarterfinals.
Scotland get battered everywhere they go. Sorry.
Well,
if we lose that game, he must go straight away. There's no waiting period. If we lose to Scotland in the quarterfinals, he has to be sacked straight away. There's no waiting around. Get on that plane.
I think you could be right with that. They're in the same side of the group. I think the group.
Yeah. I just feel like it'll be like that. I think
we can't draw France.
Georgia, I think. Georgia will get.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure France are on the other side. So it would be if we were to play France, it would be in a final.
Actually, no. We can get France. We can get France. Netherlands. We can do, yeah.
Okay. Netherlands I knew about.
Big up, Jay. Big up, mate, for watching the stream. We really appreciate it. Yeah, but I think for me, if I'm going to do a prediction of who's going to win it, I did say England. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick with it. I think look at the friendly, it is what it is. But I think we can do it. And if we don't do it this time, then he has to go anyway.
Yeah,
I
he will.
think no matter what happens in this tournament, if he wins it, he has to go. We need a complete moving on situation. That World Cup needs to be a new manager in charge. We can't keep just otherwise he'll be here 10 years. You realize that? This World Cup's in 2026. He'd be like 8 years already.
Yeah,
time,
you know what? To finish the chat on this, I think the best way to sum this up is to, I don't know whether any of you listen to the Rest Is Football podcast. If you do, it's the BBC one with, not BBC, but it's got Gary Lineker and Shearer. It's hilarious. Comedy football podcast. And they've just had Gaza on. And Gaza apparently went to Southgate a couple of months ago and said, how the fuck do you end up missing your penalty in that shootout and you get the England manager job? I scored mine and I ended up in rehab. And I think when I was listening to it, I just burst out laughing because that literally sums up England. Our manager missed his penalty in the shootout and he's a lord. Whereas one of the greatest players we've ever had in Gaza is, he needs to be more respected. Imagine Gaza as manager. There you go, next England manager, Gaza.
If I'm right in saying, isn't Gaza's favorite player Odin?
Isn't what?
God, imagine Grealish being managed by Gascoigne.
Mate, that'd be wild. I'll be there.
Neither of them would turn up for training.
No one would. Oh,
probably
God.
Walker as well. No. He wouldn't turn up.
Turn up with an ostrich.
and a wife, probably. Am I wrong? Too soon?
Probably not.
No, whatever. No, look, I'll back England, but if not England, I think it will be. I think it'll be France this time. No, I think it'll be France. I think it'll be a surprise one. I think Belgium have got a good chance, you know.
I think the squads yesterday, and the main two that stood out to me were France and Portugal. I don't think the other teams involved have a squad strong enough.
For me, Portugal, it's Ronaldo that lets it down for me. He's still there.
They've won it before, haven't they, with Ronaldo in the squad?
Yeah,
is he in the squad?
He was in for the final, wasn't he?
But he's in the squad. He's in the.
Is he going to start though? I can't see that happening.
It should be Ramos. Is it Ramos PSG or Felix or something like that? I'm not sure who's going to start up front, but either way,
Portugal do have a good squad going from goalkeepers to striker. It's really strong.
They do absolutely. I just feel like for me, right, I think this is our best chance we probably have. And I know the last one technically was as well, but no one called it. No one of us sat here thinking, "Oh, we'll win at Euros." No one thought that. But I thought we'll go far, but no one thought we'll get the final. So
even when we were in the final and we went 1-0 up, I still didn't think we'd win. I'd
had loads to drink by then, so I genuinely can't remember Luke's goal.
I don't think that surprises anyone. You're even drinking now.
Croatia, by the way, Croatia, by the way, look good. Vardiol,
Croatia always look good. They're very fit. They're very energetic, hard working, aren't they? So they're capable.
Some players coming through as well. This is what I mean. I think it's going to be interesting. I think the first match there is always the quietest because nothing really happens really. It's like 1-0 wins, isn't it? Like in the 1-1 draw. It's not a lot happens, but then next game is where it all kicks off when the goals start flying in. So I think the next show we'll do obviously will be after the England game. So we'll do a review of that and obviously discuss the England game when it happens. Obviously, because I know we're City, but to be honest, the City news is going to be a bit here and there now. So whatever comes obviously with City, we'll discuss first. After that, we'll do a proper Euros chat and discuss the Euros because it's going to be a very good tournament. I think So it's going to be a good one, I reckon. Well, hopefully England actually win it this time. If they don't, then another year of failure. Great. By the way,
who's going to get knighted over this one?
not Harry. Jude. Probably Jude. Let's be real.
Okay.
Let's be real. Best debut season ever, apparently. No. Haaland.
How can you say that after the season that Haaland had? It just
Remember-
shows bias again, doesn't it?
Who's he for, Haaland? Who did you play for? Yeah, honestly, it's not something, lads. Yeah, the thing is, Southgate is word means nothing to me. It means I just want to have the best team out there that wins the game. Bellingham, Foden, Saka should be playing every game because they're obviously Harry Kane as well. They're our best players. Just win a tournament, please. That's all I'm asking for. Just one tournament, Euros or a World Cup. Okay, which one? Like, the women's team have won more than we have. So the men's team have. They got to a one final as well. Let's not kill ourselves here. The women are doing it better than we are. Remember, I'm not separately, but you know what I mean.
It's a different
The
game,
women's
isn't
team
it?
are-
You can't compare them.
It is, but when you look at it, better manager, Beekman, better manager than Gareth Southgate, do a better job. Again,
Anyone
we'll
can
wrap
do
it
a
up
better
now.
job than Southgate. Us three could manage
Very
England
true.
and do better than Southgate.
I probably could actually, yeah. Well, first off, I'll probably say, right, what are you doing here, Dunk? Get on the team. Brentford, get the team straight away.
Grealish in the
Just bring-
team.
Yeah, Grealish in the team. What's going on here? Like, Adam Wharton, look, you're a good player, but too early. Get out of the team.
Just
Like, I get
for the sake
young
of it, I
players.
would have actually taken Rashford as well. Like, we're all very critical of him, but
Experience.
he is capable of doing that game-changing moment. There aren't a lot of game changers in the squad at the moment. There's not a lot of winners.
It's too much change for me. I like change, but there's too much of it. I think Adam Wharton should have been a World Cup player a couple of years' time, not a Euros player.
Yeah.
This is his first full half a year in the Premier League. He's no. Adam Wharton's class. I think he can be compared for us in the future. He's better and better. But you got to remember this. Our country keeps doing this to our players, humping them up way too much.
Yeah.
Let's just let like Eze, by the way, he deserves it. I like Eze, good player. I like him in
Yeah.
the England team. Guehi, yep, Guehi should be in the England team. D Henderson, yep, he's even good as well. So I can't fault the other three, but Water's like it's a bit early to me. I like him, but experience with women.
I'd
Nice.
argue it's too early for Mainu as well.
Yeah, I agree. They're wrong. He's a class player, then. He's a very, very, very good player. But
Yeah, he's a very good
again-
player. He looked good against us in the FA Cup final, but
he was
it
class.
is
Yes, sir.
way too early to bring him into the Euros, especially when Grealish isn't going.
I think if he played for anyone other than Man United, he'd be nowhere near it.
Well, we all knew that anyway, don't you? Just
Yeah.
need to play for United and you're instantly getting a cap.
Well, you say that, but we're sort of squad, so kind of round about. But right, I'm going England to win it. How about you two?
England.
France or Portugal, England won't make it through the semis.
We'll do a little update prediction.
Ever the optimist.
So, he's been realistic.
I'm usually the realistic one out of us three.
You are failure. One of us.
If you
But
keep
we'll
your
do-
expectations low, you won't be disappointed.
Fair enough.
Mm.
Life
Then
in
if they do win, which they won't, it will mean more.
Always means more.
Right. We'll do a we'll do a little update prediction. Obviously, after groups are all done, depending on the next preview, we'll do a little preview if it will actually win. Well, once we know obviously who's got through, then we'll obviously discuss from if it will win it. But my prediction is England, Alex is for England, and then it's for Portugal or France. Is that right? France, Portugal? Remember? Yep. Cool. So, I think I'm almost done. I'm only talking about that for almost an hour and a half. I'm knackered. Even for me, I'm done.
I'm starving.
Make sure. Right, so So thanks everyone for watching the stream. Honestly, we appreciate all the support. Honestly, the last week's stream was incredible. Tone, by the way, he was in the chat earlier on, but I'm sure we'll see if back when he watches it back. Thanks so much, mate, for coming on. Really appreciate you coming on. I look forward to bringing on with the four of us together at some point. Hopefully, I'm not sure when it will be. We'll see what happens on this one. Well, obviously, you're free or whatever. And obviously, next week, I'll say this now because a little preview for that. We've got Martin on Union Way coming on next week. So there'll be four of us in this podcast next week, which will be good. So I look forward to that. A bit of England chat, a bit of City Chelsea, see about transfers a bit more in depth, hopefully, about that, which will be good. Especially as there's news going on, which will be nice. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Get close to 700 subscribers. Honestly, incredible. They're not even 4 months doing this already. Thousands. This is incredible. Really appreciate all the support. Everyone watching the stream right now on Twitter, YouTube, whatever. We appreciate all love and support. Keep following, keep subscribing, keep chatting away in the comment section. And yeah, we'll see where we go from here. But thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday. Take care.